Hey y'all, it's Kate Divine. It's so funny. So before I get into my message, just a quick update. If you see, I'm in the a hotel again. Um, I had to ask my job if they could give me another room for a couple of nights because I was supposed to have my car was supposed to have been fixed, right? My car was supposed to have been fixed, and I took it to a shop and they wanted $2,000 to fix my car. And I was like, yeah, no. um, and so I was going to take it back to where I live in Ipsy and get some other people to look at it. Funny thing is that the shop ended up actually doing the work on my car and that I told them not to do. And when I got there to pick it up, and they told me I had told them no on one of the things that needed to be fixed at first, and told them to fix the other thing. But then I called them back and said, actually, no, just cancel the whole thing. Like, just give me my car back because 11, because at that point it was $1,100. It was too much. And then when I got there, they fixed it. They did the work that I had that I told them not to do. So I was like, wait, I told them not to. I called and I said, hey, like, cancel that. I'll just come get it. Like, it's kind of too much money for me right now or whatever. And the gentleman, his name was Scott, and he was very apologetic about it. And he was like, what I can do, I can take X dollars off. So I didn't even pay half. I paid like 300 and something dollars for something that was supposed to cost 1,100. And then I just paid $100 to get my brakes fixed. So I just want I just want to say, like, just with the recent events that have happened for me, I just want to say, like, one, God is good. Two, everything is working out for you. Okay, everything is working out. I know that sometimes when, like, there are delays and life keeps throwing you curveballs, it's like you'd be surprised, like, because I was shocked because I thought the guy at the shop, I thought he was gonna be like, well, there's nothing I can do, we did the work. So and I was like, no, I called, I told them, like, no, cancel that. I told them it was okay to keep it overnight because they said that they were busy or whatever. So I was like, I'll come get it in the morning, or I'll come get it in the afternoon when I get off work. And they did the work, but I was cool with paying that three whatever, and I just paid 100 or something dollars, or just $100 to get my brakes done, which they wanted like $800 for that. So but I'm about to go get like an alignment and like a wheel rotation to make sure like everything's cool. um but yeah, I wanted, but to get into this message though, I did just want to let y'all know that things are working out for you, because I know, like, I know a lot of people are going through a lot right now, and it's just like certain things have just been taking me aback. Like, I'd be in shock a little bit, like, dang, I was not expecting that to happen. But I wanted to tell y'all, like, for those of you that have been like constant, like, you feel like you're constantly like misunderstood by people, I just want you to know that it's okay that people don't quite get you, or like people don't quite get your intentions. I had like a conversation with my ex the other day, I think it was yesterday, and he was questioning me about like some videos that I was watching or whatever. And it's like, for me, it's kind of a habit in a way. I like these certain videos. They resonate with me. I'm not, I'm not, his idea and like his perception is that I'm like being a victim and trying to like stay in like this pain or whatever. And it's like, I'm not trying to do that at all. Um and I know that I've talked a lot about a lot of my platform is about narcissism and dealing with narcissistic people, but it's like, but so much of my life has been consumed with narcissistic people uh being just complete assholes to me, making things harder for me. um and I just want to talk about it. And considering everything that I went through this year, um like, you know, people, like, for those of you that have been watching me, like, you've literally watched me. Like, if you've been watching like my videos since, if you go back and look at like my first videos, and I have over 200 videos posted, but if you go look at my first videos, like the first videos that I posted, I was homeless. I was living, or I was staying, I was going hotel to hotel at this point. Because what I was trying to do in the beginning, I was trying to stay at one of those like extended stay type of hotels and try to, you know, I was trying to, you know, try to find a job in the area or whatever. And just like, I was just trying to figure things out. But I just couldn't do that because I just kept getting harassed by people. And whether or not those, and honestly, what I realized was, especially like, what I realized about narcissistic people, that, you know, whoever these people were that had the ability to do the stuff that they did, like, a lot of people will believe negative things about you. And they don't even, but my thing is, like, if somebody has to go out of their way to tell you that this person is bad, or like if they're doing all of that, like, I just feel like you gotta, like, people who don't question those things, like, it's just crazy to me. But I also am coming to the understanding of, is like, a lot of people are going to misunderstand you because you're just not like other people. Um and you never have been. You never have been. Um you've never been like other people, and everyone knows it. A lot of people never wanted to admit it, like, because maybe maybe I'm talking to some of the awkward kids, or the, you were like attractive but like weird, because nobody, I don't know about y'all, but like for me growing up, one thing that I experienced a lot, especially from like boys, was like people like to talk to me like on Facebook Messenger, or, you know, like Snapchat or Instagram and stuff like that. Like, they like talking to me on those platforms, or just texting me or whatever. But when we would go to school, they would never talk to me in person. They wouldn't even really acknowledge me. But as soon as we leave school, or when they're, playing on their phone or whatever, they'd be like, "Oh, you look nice today." And I'm like, "Why couldn't you just come to me and say that?" And it was almost like, because I wasn't like a popular person, it was almost like they couldn't be seen with me or something. I don't know what that was. It was weird growing up. And now knowing that I'm autistic, like, for any of my autistic girlies and besties, um that watch me, being attractive and being autistic is like a strange experience. And that ties into being misunderstood, because your mannerisms, the way that you process things, the way that you think, is just not the same as everybody else. And a lot of people are so used to people conforming to a certain, standard, a certain way of doing things, that when you doing whatever it is you doing, it just doesn't compute for them. Okay, it just doesn't compute. And a lot of people will reject the things that don't make sense to them, and people often reject things that are different from them. This is why we experience things like racism and sexism and all the isms and all the phobias. This is why we have those issues in this world, because a lot of people are programmed and taught to reject things that are different from them. And I sometimes feel like that's how it is with my ex. Like, although, like, right now, I would say that we're in a better place than we were before, it still is like, because of the situation and because of his perception of what happened and my perception, like, they just don't mesh, because we experienced two different things. And I can see things somewhat from his perspective, but he can't see things from mine. And it's like, I have to accept the fact that he may never really understand what it is I went through. Um and I'll be honest with you. Like, I told y'all in a few videos ago, like, I personally am not interested in recording gang stalkers and things of that nature. And like, because I know that a lot of people are like, in order for you to win a court case, you have to have all of this evidence. But the thing that I just want to drive home for those of you who have watched my gang stalking videos and have experienced gang stalking or are currently experiencing gang stalking, it's really difficult to win those cases because you really have to prove it, and it's so hard to prove when you it's hard to prove that there are people who were sent towards you. Because if you have just videos of people just walking up to you doing random stuff, like, there are some people who just blatantly, you can tell they're just following you. But the thing is like, you don't have the evidence of like who's behind it and all of those things. So it's like, I don't know. Those cases are really hard to fight, and they're really hard to win. And I feel like for some people, I feel like that's just going to take a toll on your mental health, because focusing so much on those people who are watching you and, you know, trying to figure out what you're doing and reporting back to whomever it is that they report back to is exhausting, and it's a lot to deal with, and it's a lot to handle. And I if that, and like I've said before, if that is what you want to do, if you want to try to have a case against somebody, if you know who it is and you know you're trying to build a case, do what's best for you. But for people who are questioning like whether it's worth it or not, you're gonna have to dig deep, pray to the Most High, and ask what's the best course of action. Because for me, I feel like once I knew what was truly going on, I felt like there really wasn't nothing I could do, because I couldn't really prove. I still don't feel like I could really prove it, and I think that's one of the hardest things about living this reality, is that people on the outside who don't understand what was happening just think that I had like some psychotic break and that I'm like super mentally ill and that I need to be watched and medicated. But really, on the what really happened was somebody was mad at me for something and decided that they wanted to try to make me unalive myself. And they didn't get what they wanted. So, because now I'm working and doing my thing, trying to get myself together, and that really pisses people off. And I'm really excited about, you know, getting back to me, because one thing, although yes, I'm not really happy about having to work a lot. And then, you know, this whole thing with me training, like, this is my 4th week training, and next week it will be my last week here. But luckily I'll have my car, so, which is crazy because it's like by the time I get my car now, I'm actually gonna be going to my real store or whatever. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. No one's told me anything yet. But I'm excited because I know that there were people that did not want to see me get better. I know that there were people who didn't want to see me get back up from falling down flat on my ass, because that's exactly what happened. Because I mean, going from having, you know, I had a lot of stuff, y'all. I had, you know, I told you I had a big Funko Pop collection. I had so many Funko Pops, and I'm still a little bent out of shape about that, because some of those, like, I fought like on like eBay to get some of those, because some of them are kind of rare. You can't find them everywhere, or they're, you know, you can't just go on Amazon and get it. Especially like some of my Black Panther ones, like my Okoye uh Funko with the removable wig. So sad I don't have that one anymore. I mean, it's okay because it's just stuff. It can all be replaced, but it's just like I had to give up a lot of stuff because there were some people who were messing with me who really just, they just, I just think it's it's a mental illness for someone to be to dislike you that much that they feel like they have to destroy you. And for those people who've never experienced that, they just don't really believe that that's happening to people, but that does happen. It happens all the time. And some people end up dying from this. So that's the crazy part about it, you know? And I'm just glad that I'm glad that even though this whole time it was scary, living in my car was terrible and scary, and I just didn't know what was going to happen. I'm just glad that I've made it on the other side of it. Living with my ex has not been like the most fun situation in the beginning. I'm starting to be a little bit more comfortable now, especially, just hanging out with our kids. Um, I love being around them. They're so funny. But it's good to be on the other side, and I just hope that whoever is watching this and listening, like, if you like, I know that y'all been, like I said, whatever you're going through, whatever you've been going through, like, I know it's been hard. I know that you've been praying really hard every day to get out of it, and things will get better. Okay, things will get better. You're going to be okay. You are loved. You guys are beautiful. You guys have such beautiful souls and beautiful spirits. I'm just so glad to see this channel grow, and thank you so much to my new subscribers. But it's okay going forward being misunderstood. I need you to understand that too, because what it is that you experienced ultimately is, a lot of people can't really resonate with it. So you have to understand that a lot of people, because you're a different person, you've changed in a lot of ways more than people will fully understand, and people are going to put their own little spin on stuff and be like, oh well, that's not that big a deal, and to you it is a big deal. So it's okay being misunderstood, and don't feel like you got to get people's approval. Don't feel like when people just really don't get you, don't feel like you got to try to change yourself and shape shift just to fit in with people. Like, keep going and doing you, because ultimately that's going to help you in the end. Being yourself and not trying to be like everybody else is a win in itself. But I love y'all. I had to go get me some food. But I love y'all. It's your girl K Divine, and I'll see you later. Bye.